Greetings! I am Herbert Erpaderp, and this is Ask a Herbert Erpaderp, the video series in which you can ask me, Herbert Erpaderp, questions, and I will probably answer them. Before we go too far, it's time to welcome a new patron, Oliver Hunt. Thank you for your patronage, Oliver. I appreciate it, and I hope you enjoy your time as a patron. Feel free to join the patron channel on Discord, and also as a reminder, patrons may submit a voice question for Ask a Herbert Erpaderp. If you too would like to be a patron, there's a link in the description. Once again, thank you, Oliver Hunt. Okay, time for questions. Smose said, if you were gifted an advertisement slot on TV or something, what would you put on it? You cannot sell it for monetary value. Before I got to the end of the question, my first thought was I would sell it, but I guess if that's not a possibility, it would be a toss-up between either something really weird and nonsensical, or just advertising my YouTube channel or Twitch stream or something like that. Or both, why not? I can't think of anything else to do with it. And I think I would lean heavily towards just doing something weird to confuse, amuse, and annoy people. What exactly that would be, I have no idea. Job Center Dave said, do you think the Crusader cavalry tank is deserving of a KV-2 turret? I don't see why not. I don't think it would actually fit the Crusader though, but why should we let that stop us? Trekan Belovich said, do you get many speeding tickets? Not really. I don't really speed very much at all. And actually I kind of make a game of trying to stick exactly to the speed limit. Plus, it seems like everywhere I go, I get stuck behind morons who do 10 or 20 below the speed limit for no reason at all. They seem especially fond of the fast lane. Rid Phoenix said, have you ever broken the law? Well, yeah. Relating to the previous questions, I have had speeding tickets, parking fines, fines for not paying tolls, and sometimes, being the terrible criminal scum that I am, I don't always come to a complete stop at stop signs. Also, I may or may not have partaken in the theft of media and software from the internet, and I did a lot of underage drinking. A regular crimesman I am, so don't tell the fuzz. Musei said, what name would you assign to the soldiers of the newfangled branch of the US military, the United States Space Force, i.e. Space Marines, Stormtroopers, Spartans, etc.? I did try to think of something really good and funny, but I couldn't. My notes here say to come back and think about it, but I actually didn't do that. Can I think of something funny off the top of my head? I don't think so. Space Dorks. Nope, I got nothing. Titan Builds said, may I join in on the speaking in the Bone Zone? I'm afraid not. That's a channel for my friends and I, mostly for when we're playing games together, either on stream or just to hang out. Not everything I do is public or for content for the internet. That would be a miserable life. And not to be rude, but it is kind of annoying when random people drop in when you just want to talk to your friends. And I'm sure pretty much anybody would agree with that. It's an especially bad idea to just let anybody in or have an open voice channel when you're streaming, for what I think are probably fairly obvious reasons. Martin Gotham said, how do you deal with rude and uncalled for comments, as I got one on one of my videos? I'm trying to be a child-friendly channel. Any tips? I'm assuming this is for YouTube, though it's more or less the same anywhere else too. Depending on the severity of the comments, you can choose to ignore them, delete them, or report them, and there are various options within the report menu to select. I believe reporting also deletes the comment, but I'm not sure. YouTube should automatically filter the bad comments into either likely spam or held for review. For me, that's where the worst ones get caught and are sent into the void, never to be thought about again. You may need to set up some keywords for the blacklist for this, though it seems to me as though it works pretty well without too much fiddling. There's also an option to block links, which I think is a good choice. You can find that in your channel settings under the Community tab. Other than that, I would say don't be afraid to blacklist or ban people who are only there to be shitheads. They're not likely to contribute anything of value, and generally they only say the dumb things that they say because there's not much of a consequence for it. I would wager they'd probably be pretty polite in person, where they can be punched in the mouth. Anyway, well, if you're putting yourself out there in public, you should at least have a somewhat thick skin. Remember that you're not missing out on anything by removing garbage people from your community. And if you are trying to build a community and you want it to be a good one, it's a matter of quantity versus quality. In my opinion, 100 decent people is far better than 10,000 shitheads. Yantima said, if you could start your YouTube career over, what would you do different? I'm not sure. Maybe start earlier, and maybe not YouTube related, but definitely start streaming earlier too. I guess if I had the chance to go back to when I started, I would try to do some analytical work and implement changes in the past for more growth or something like that. I guess I could also do that now. Well, not the time travelling, but to be honest, I prefer just making what I want, uploading it, and then moving on. Deciphering the stats and trying to figure out what the algorithm wants is just too much effort and stress, and trying to please everybody is a waste of time anyway. In the comment section of last fortnight's Ask a Herbert Erpaderp, Trekan Belovich said, please don't sell Ask a Herbert Erpaderp to Disney. Well, not under $1 million US. Aw, but I wanna be a Disney princess. Okay, maybe I don't. But if anybody wanted to buy Ask a Herbert Erpaderp for a life-changing amount of money, I think I would be a fool not to take it. I can totally see that happening. Sam Cohen said, will you ever use photo etch parts, or will you ever build a Flyhawk kit? I feel like you didn't watch last week's video with the Matilda, where I added photo etch parts, and I have done some other kits that include them as well, but usually, unless it's something special, or the photo etch comes with the kit, I'm not going to go out of my way to add it. And I do have 2 kits from Flyhawk, the FT-17 and a Panzer II. I built one of the FTs that comes in the box on stream a while ago, but I haven't made a video about it yet. And I probably won't until I build the second one on stream, which I'll be doing some point relatively soon, and the Panzer II sometime after that. I guess keep an eye on my Twitch channel if that's something that you really want to see. Yantima said, how did this pandemic affect your life? Not that much really. There are definitely changes that were made, like wearing masks and gloves, which I really don't like when going to the shops, and being unable to go to the cinema or places with a bunch of people, which I'm not really into in the first place, but none of that really seems especially drastic to me. Also, we can go to the cinemas and eat in restaurants again now anyway. I guess the main impacts on me were in having things shipped to me being a lot slower, and I guess some stores having stocking issues. And of course the Iron Maiden show in May that I was really looking forward to being cancelled. I'm still pretty disappointed by that. I have been very lucky though, especially considering that I have a compromised immune system and would likely die if I got COVID. I'm also very lucky that, while some people I sort of know have died from it, none of my close friends have, and I hope I haven't jinxed anybody by saying that. It's also made me pretty glad to live in Australia, and not somewhere stupid like the US, where people mistake a very mild inconvenience for oppression. EP Art said, out of all the models you saw on your Discord server, which one is your favourite? There have been way too many models to begin picking favourites, even if that was something I was interested in doing. I see a lot of really cool stuff, and I really can't think of any reason that it all needs to be ranked or categorized or whatever. I don't see it serves a purpose. And if I picked one, there would always be something else great that I'd forgotten about. I do usually say something like that when somebody asks for what my favourite is, regardless of what it is, and I'm not into arbitrarily picking favourites, but in this case there is just so much to choose from that it would be impossible. Anyway, that seems like as good a segue as any into the modelling portion of this fortnight's Ask a Herbert Erpaderp. So, here's a selection of some modelling work that has been shared on the Discord community over the last 2 weeks. First up we have Trekan Belovich's Sexton. Sexton. These are self-propelled artillery pieces in 15mm scale by the Plastic Soldier Company. I remember this kit being quite fun to build, and Trekan has obviously painted it very well. And this is another unit painted for Trekan's friend's British force. That's gotta be a pretty good looking force. Awesome work. Graph Pudding has finished this mighty looking 15mm scale fleet of Challengers, and I am assuming that these are from Battlefront. For those like me who can't count, there's 10 of these here, so not quite a Soviet horde, but a good number anyway. And they're very nicely painted, which I suppose is the more important thing. Nomad Productions has shared this awesome looking Sherman. This is an M4A176W of the French 5th Regiment des Chasseurs Africains of the 1st French Armoured Division 1945, and it looks like its name is Turenne. Turenne? I am almost definitely saying that wrong. My French is bad. This is an Italeri kit in 1/35th scale, with added photo etch and some aftermarket decals. Nomad says it's one of his best so far, and I also think it's pretty damn awesome. Road Warrior John shared this abandoned Morris Minor van, upon which he's been experimenting with some new rust paint. This is really cool. I'm not sure if it's intended for Gaslands or not, but it looks like something that might fit into that game. It's great work. Here is the first model Muse has built in about 2 months. This is a 1/72nd scale Grumman F6F Hellcat by Hobby Boss. The thing I like most about this is the angry face decals. It's pretty well done in general, of course, I just find the angry face really entertaining. Very good work, I look forward to seeing more. Alexander the Meh has finished his first squad of Japanese for bolt action. These are very nice, and I especially like all the flags. Those add quite a lot of interest and character, and the bases are also pretty nice. A very good job indeed. Keep it up. And that's all for the modelling this fortnight. A big thank you, as always, to those who shared their modelling work with us on Discord. Also, thank you to those who asked questions or just watched my videos. And of course, another thank you to Oliver Hunt, who is our most recent patron. Thank you very much. Ask a Herbert Erpaderp will be back again in 2 weeks, so get your questions in. If you've not done so already, why not subscribe, follow, ring the bell, become a patron or YouTube member, or maybe just come say hi on Discord or Twitch. Links to all of my things are in the description below, and as always, I shall return soon. So, until then, be excellent to each other, and thanks for watching. Farewell.